Yo, what's happening, yo? It's your man Valentine, baby. Coming from on the grind. Man, you know I had to give it to y'all, man. I didn't think I was gonna get outside, but you know what? Van City rules. The sun comes out when it wants to. And here it is. So guess what? You know how it go down? The home edition style, man. We're giving it to y'all outside. And it's going down like this here today. And I mean it is Friday, right? Lots of things happening, man, but things happening, but things staying the same. Virus pandemic rising in the US, also rising in Canada, and rising places that we didn't know was happening. Haida Gwaii, Northwest Territories, wherever it is, man. It's going up. And, I truly believe, man, Bonnie Henry and Adrian Dix, John Horgan, y'all gonna have to do something, man. I understand people need to respect other people, but I think mandating a mask might work because having a mask is gonna save your life, man. There's too many people out there not wearing one, and I think they need to put it down, put their foot down, and be like, hey, look, everyone needs to be wearing a mask. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? But yo, man, pandemic of racism still exists, and systemically it's still happening because we know it's happening in the RCMP. We know it's happening in VPD, Ontario Police Force, OPP, Montreal Police Force, Ottawa Police Force. All across the country, man. You know what I mean? This is something that is just going to continue. And I know they're going to look at this stop and search, stop and frisk and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, man, that don't go far enough. But, we going to see what happens. And, I know the Mayor Tony Booth in Summerland getting threats and blah, blah, blah. And I'm hoping that the police force is looking at those threats because that's a, hey, hate crime. So they should be looking at that too. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, man. It's tough. It's as I say, I sit down in front of y'all every day, Monday to Friday, man, and I'm gonna continue doing it, and I'm gonna continue hoping that things change each and every week, and we'll summarize it at the end of the week, and we do the best we can, unless we just come up with something else and just start talking. You know what I mean? But for me, this week or any other week or for every week, for anybody out there who's marching, and I know right now it doesn't seem like nothing's happening, like I said, but things are being done. People are out there marching. They're still doing it. And so do not think nothing is happening. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we've got a hope for racial equality for black people and indigenous people and anybody of color. And we've got a hope to end systemic racism. And we've got a hope to end institutionalized racism. And hope to end socioeconomic disparities for black people, indigenous people. You know what I mean? Because the socioeconomic is just too far, and it hurts the black people and indigenous people. Because I know that, this urban removal and urban whatever it is, because all you do is move people out of where they are, and then you try to put them into some sort of housing where they don't own any property, or you put them in a place where they can't afford anything else. You know what I mean? So we've got to hope to end that social economic disparity. You know what I mean? We got to hope to end bigotry, man. And we've got to hope just to end the hope that this virus ends, because the virus being number one, and then hoping to end the pandemic virus of racism also. So it's just, I don't know, man. We just, I'm gonna try to give you hope each and every time, because there is hope, and we've got to hope to end all these things, and we've got to hope that there's no more silence, especially in Summerland, where there's a lot of people who are silent right now, and we want to hope to end silence, because silence is not an option. You need to speak up. And the microaggressions of racism, they're there. You need to speak up. You need to speak up in Van City, all across the country. You feel what I'm saying? So we've got to hope that people do not remain silent. And then we got to hope that, you know what, this moment that we're going through right now with the marches and the pandemics and whatever else, to end racial equality, to get to racial equality, end the systemic racism, the institutionalized racism, the brutalities, the socioeconomic reasons, the oppression of black people and indigenous people. All this has to end. And we hope that people do not let this moment get away from them, and let this moment be too big for them. This is the moment you have to stand up. You have to understand that this moment is bigger than you, and you have to be able to help someone that's less fortunate than yourself. Listen, the white privilege has been a long time, and you as a person do not want to see another person get killed, lynched, assassinated, just whatever happened to George Floyd and all the other people that's been happening to. You can't help that anymore. You have to be able to stand up and say, no, enough is enough. You feel what I'm saying? And man, we have to call on black people, white people, indigenous people to stand up, because it has been too long that this has happened. This has been happening. And in the words of Mr. Lewis, he said, you cannot be weary. You know what I mean? We have to be hopeful and never, ever give up. You feel what I'm saying? Because the fact that we have to stand up for freedom is what we have to do. We have to stand up for racial equality. And for us as black people, indigenous people, white people, you need to look at yourself and truly understand where we are going with this movement. Because this movement does not just affect you, me, or the people of right now. It affects everybody that's to come. So all the young people out there who are marching and standing up for the rights of racial equality, you have to make sure you continue and never, ever give up. Because, like I said, this moment is bigger than all of us. So we have to continue that movement and make sure you don't let the movement pass you by. Don't let them say, oh, what did you do when this happened? You want to be in that situation. You want to talk about what is going on. We know it's going to be, hey, listen, It's going to be a hurtful time. You have to talk about and face your past. We all have to do that. It makes you feel uncomfortable. But this is the time to stand up. So, man, I'm hopeful. So, like I said, do not let this moment pass you by, man. Wow. I look forward to the moment when I can sit there and just be able to say, you know what? It was a good day. And I would say to you guys to go look at the Martin Luther King speech, the I Have a Dream speech, because that gives us hope that one day we will not have to defend the color of my skin or defend it to anyone else, or to be able to get a job on equal footing, to see the diversity in hiring practices, to see the diversity in jobs in the Parks Board, City Council, the House of Commons, Parliament, where we're gonna hopefully have diversity. This is the reason why we're doing this right now. This is the reason why this moment cannot be too big for y'all. Because you either have to step up or step aside. And I feel that we are hopeful. But we have to come together and be able to put it together and sit down and have these dialogues that are uncomfortable. Listen, you're going to have to cry. Because sometimes it's not just tears, it's going to be tears of joy. Because you're releasing all that amped up aggression. So if you cry, it's tears of joy, not tears of sadness. So if you have to do that, go ahead and do it. And I again implore you to check out the Martin Luther King speech and any other civil rights activists that you can look at to see that they are giving you hope, that there is hope that we can all get along and be equal, and the racial equality will be equal. Man, we're hopeful, man. That's all I can say. I got nothing else. I'm going to leave it to y'all to, look deep within your heart, man. Stand up for the rights of justice, rights of freedom. Keep hope alive. Yo, man, remember, young cats, that we are in the midst of a pandemic. This is a virus that is totally different than the flu. So if y'all do not take it seriously, the ages of 20 to 40 something right now are the most prevalent and the people who are spreading this virus. And you young cats need to understand that this thing just does not affect you. It affects everyone that you come in contact with, right from your family members. So if you want to save your family members' lives, you need to be able to take care of yourself by wearing a mask. Protect yourself by washing your hands, social distance. Hand sanitize. When you get home, wash your hands. Do whatever you got to do to make sure you stay safe and keep your family safe. You feel me? Yo, this your man Valentine, baby. If you think it's your time to shine, you need to get on the grind with your man Valentine. As I said before, keep hope alive, man.